Weave. There it is. Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Exactly. Oh my God. Crown me king. Exactly.
Oh my God.
So y'all know how much I care about y'all being successful, not only in sports, but off the field also. I know y'all come to the gym and work your ass off, which is cool, but we got to make sure that y'all cool off the field, because a lot of times you see dudes are All-Americans on the field, right? Well, let's go to video games, something y'all understand. They all Madden on the field, but then they rookie mode off the field.
Yeah.
They can't do nothing else, and I don't want y'all to be one-dimensional like that. So before the season and during y'all consultation, we spoke about y'all goals and what did y'all want to get out of workouts. But now we're gonna get in this paper and talk about what y'all want to get out of life. You know, so before we even get to that point, we're gonna take a step back. We're gonna turn around here. And I'm gonna ask you, because when y'all get to college, what's gonna happen is your coach is gonna have exit meetings, right? So after every season, he's gonna do something similar to this too. He's gonna give you a recap of your past season, tell you what goals he has for you moving forward, and now this is something that he's gonna hold you to. So I'm getting y'all ready for that setting, the environment now, because in 2 months, I'm gonna ask you to bring this paper back to workouts with you. And I'm gonna say, no, you said you want to do X, because I didn't make this up, you told me that.
Yeah.
You said you want to gain 5 pounds of muscle, but you missed 12 workouts. So I'm gonna hold you accountable to everything you told me.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to get better grades, but you never went and saw the tutor, right? So that being said, we're gonna start past tense. So from question one, right one. So my first question to you is, what would you rate your past season from 1 to 10? And remember, you guys gotta be your worst critic, because nobody's gonna be as hard on you as you are on yourself. It has to be that way. Now the next question is, if you were a coach, would you start you this next season? That's a simple yes or no. Number 3 is, what do you think is your special factor? What's that one thing that makes you you? What's your, what makes you unique? Number 4, if you were a coach, what would you say your weaknesses are? Number 5, I'll give you a second, Christian. Number 5, what would you rate your offseason last year from 1 to 10? So we'll go offseason / preparation. And that's a twofold question, because number 6 is the same question. Number 5 is academically, so in school, and number 6 is that same question athletically. So number 5 is, what would you rate your off-season? So like your study habits, your summer, all those things athletically and academically. So number 5 is academically. And then number 6 is that same question athletically. Okay, now number 7. In the next 3 months, what do I hope to achieve? In life, in sports, and another area of your life. And you can choose that that third area. So what do you plan to achieve in the next 3 months? In life and sports. The other area can be spiritually, whatever you would like. It could be another one about life, whatever.
Anything.
Number 8, same question, but instead of 3 months, it's 6 months. And number 9, it's the same question, 12 months. Do you see where we're going here?
Yes, sir.
Now, number 10, let me know if I need to slow down. Your hand probably hurting by now. All right, here's number 10, the last question. Based on that 12-month goal, number 9, right? What habits do I need to change to make that come to life? And how do I plan on doing that? So you're asking yourself, what habits are associated with that goal? Hari.
What's good, yo?
What's going on? Hey, I'm loving the shirt, man. That's what I'm talking about. DPD. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Well, look, I know you're a busy man. I won't take much of your time. I got another client of mine, Abdul, just finished his junior season, heading into his senior season. As you can imagine, a lot of pressure, a lot of thoughts, mind all over the place. You came up in our conversation recently, and I've been meaning to call you. I promised him I'll reach out to you. He has aspirations of playing pro ball, but just trying to cover himself and learn about all the options that's out there. I know you want to play in the NFL. That dream not over with, but you currently in the CFL. So can you kind of just shed some light, give him some advice?
Well, like starting, you're a junior, your senior season coming up. So most importantly, you take care of that first. So whether you the classroom man on the field, because whether you want to believe it or not, your grades they are more important than what it is your athletic ability. Because at the end of the day, football ends at some point, and you're gonna have to lean back on something, and that something being your education. So right now, you want to be focusing on making sure you take care of everything in the classroom. So therefore, when you put yourself out there, when the schools are coming to recruit you at your high school, when they ask your coach, oh, so what kind of person is he? What kind of student is he? There's nothing but good things to say, and it's easier for somebody. They're gonna take you because you're a good person and player, rather than just a good athlete.
Okay. Tell him I know he didn't even know the Canadian Football League was a thing. So can you kind of share a little bit of your story and then kind of shed light on like how is the CFL, like how has the experience been for you so far?
Well, the CFL, like NFL, is professional football, but it's different. The game is played with 12 men on each side of the ball. Offensively, receivers, everybody has the opportunity to be in motion. So instead of like most of the time you see like a spread offense or a 3-receiver set, it's be 5 of us out there at times, and we all get to move. You get 10-yard head start, so it's kind of a different game, but it's the same thing. It's I would say more fun in a sense, but you also have to be well conditioned. It's a little bit different due to the fact that I'm an American, so being in Canada, like it's their country. The Canadians kind of come first, as far as the roster, how it's set up, the structure of the roster isn't the same as you would know being home. Like, of course, in high school, pretty much anybody who want to play, they can be out there. But numbers get smaller as you go up in levels of football. So, like, for me, coming in, learning a new style of football was way different. Like, and then also understanding how to be a professional is something huge that as a young guy, when you're coming in, like, you have to find that older person who you can kind of lean on, and they show you the way. You always want to have somebody in your corner who you feel like you can trust, and somebody who has your best interest at heart. And that's what kind of helped me throughout this process. I have a couple of older guys, like, Jerome, if I have any problem, any question, I can call him about anything, anytime. He's going to answer the phone, and we try to figure it out from there.
Yeah. You got any questions that came to mind?
I just found it interesting that it plays like on the 12-man front, because we usually play 11-man.
Right.
Yeah,
so for me too, that was different. Like,
yeah, like actually, like make you want this to feel like how you and Christian was just talking like a normal convo. Let it be like that.
But I feel like he's more advanced. He's already older, so it's like.
Yeah,
ask him about college. Ask him about what's the.
Actually, like, so what were you like? Yeah.
But you feel I was young too.
Or like actually, like when did you get your first scholarship? How many scholarships did you have? Or
ask him about his high school career.
yeah, how was your high school? Wait till. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, he started.
She's like, what high school? Where you from? Whatever. How was high school? Like that.
Yeah. What high school did you go to? Like, where are you from?
I'm from Fort Pierce, Florida. I attended high school at Fort Pierce Central. School in my area, probably like 15 minutes from my house. I played there. I grew up, most of the guys I played with in high school, we grew up playing with each other in the neighborhood. So we got to high school, we had that chemistry, had each other back. It was real fun. Enjoyed it. That Florida football a little bit different. I know you're out there in Texas, but Florida boys, we represent.
So what position did you play in high school?
In high school, I was a wide receiver and a DB. I got recruited at both positions, wide receiver and DB. Most colleges, as far as the bigger schools go, like me on the defensive side of the ball as a cornerback. But personally, I felt like that I was a receiver. Now, I went on to college and ended up having a great career where I finished as my school's all-time leading receiver and everything. But as far as the professional world works, the upside, some would say that my upside may have been at another position, which is cornerback. So you got to kind of know you and know your intangibles and what you want out of the game. Like how far you expect to go and what will help you reach that point. It's not always what you want, but how stuff plays out and the best fit.
So like during high school, did you have like a mentor to like help you? Like, or did you automatically have that mindset that you were ready to go to college?
See, I wouldn't say I was ready, but when I went to a college where I had someone older in the city already once I got there. So I knew like things wouldn't be too hard in a sense because I had someone who I can, when things got rough, things got hard, I can go back there and be comfortable and just talk about anything. And like I said, that mentor, that person that you feel have your best interests at heart. So that's what helped me a lot throughout college. Because the early things were very difficult. It's hard. You're coming from, most of the time you go out of state. For me being a Florida boy, the weather was crazy. Things changed. The curriculum, high school and college is two different things. The thing, you can be a 4.0 student in high school, when you get to college, none of that mean anything. Like everything changes. So you definitely need older people around to help guide you. Like you don't want to. Everybody want to go to school, and you know sometimes you get there it's different than what you expected. So you kind of fall off early, get away from what you really there for, what you want, because you may not be playing early. So you like, man, I want to be playing. That's the only thing on your mind. But now you let your grades slip. So I had that person who was kind of like, I understand you mad you're not playing right now, but you get an opportunity to be at a school. Somebody's paying for you to get an education. Like take full advantage of it.
Okay. So basically, like once I get to that school, I need to like be with the people who are like already experienced, like who's been there.
Yeah, it's cool to hang out with freshmen. Don't get me wrong, you're gonna have your friends that's your age, but
yeah.
But like, say when you take a visit, that person, hopefully they're still there when you get on campus. Like that's somebody who you would already have built a relationship that's older than you, and when you do, one thing I would say when you go take visits, like ask the real questions, like ask the players that's there the real questions about the school and like, how do you see yourself? Can you see yourself living there? What's it like outside of football? Like, how's everything going? Like, do you really like it out here? Like, when this happened, when that happened, like, ask all the questions that you would want to have because you would never know if you don't ask those questions.
Okay.
A coach only gonna tell you what they want you to know because they want you to get there. But like, the players gonna keep it more real with you because I don't know. That's just how it is. You're gonna keep it more real.
Okay. You got any other questions? You keep going. He just said we got another minute or two.
I think he basically explained it to me about like the visits and stuff. So basically, the coaches are gonna like try to lie to you. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying they're gonna lie to you, but a coach gonna tell you what you want to hear. You know, he gonna talk good in your ear, like, but that don't always mean that's what's real. You know, like the in-depth part of what's actually going on. They gonna kind of sugarcoat it and tell you. They gonna sell you the dream, but you want to know what's it really like.
Okay.
I guess maybe just talk to him a little bit about how same thing you were saying, but just talk about how the coach recruiting all these other people, let them know that every year new people are coming in. You know, they can lie to you about your jersey number, guarantee starting positions. Just kind of a reminder that you still got to do the work and stuff.
Like, because I understand my position when I was coming in, I only knew of myself and another receiver in my recruiting class. And when we reported for camp and everything, now we had grad transfer come in. I've been talking to y'all the whole time from signing day to this point, and nobody ever mentioned that there was a vet coming in or somebody who, most of the time you're gonna take a vet with experience over a young guy. So you come in, it's like, dang, like, y'all ain't tell me about this. Y'all just saying that y'all want to get me here without letting me know what's real. Because I was looking at the depth chart, like saying, like, see how I would fit myself in before choosing school and deciding like what to go on from there. And then we got somebody come in, nobody's saying anything, and so you get there, they're gonna play it like it's all cool. And then as time going, you're gonna see like, dang, like they really set me up for the kill. They brought Buddy in knowing their intentions. Brought both of us in saying, oh, they telling me, oh, I can't wait to get on campus, so we're gonna have this for you, be ready for this, all this gonna be set up. And once you get there, it's like, hold up, dang, coach, what happened to this that you promised me? What happened to this that you told me was gonna happen? And it's like, but you here now, and that's what matters the most. You here, so you gonna stick with it and grind it out, or you up and ready to leave because some adversity happened.
All right, so I guess any last thing you want to tell them, we can go ahead and wrap it up. Anything you want to tell them, it could be God, spirituality, family, whatever kind of.
I was actually gonna ask you a question about like the grinding stuff. Like what were you doing?
Yeah.
Like in high school, for you to even get there in college in the first place.
Okay. Good one.
Really grinding. I really started kind of before high school. In middle school, I used to get up like 5 a.m., dude. Like going to the beach, working out, running across the bridge, like hitting the sand, hitting the ladder, all in middle school, and that just kind of carried over throughout now. Like just keep that same routine, keep it going. Like, you got to be in love with the grind. Some people like playing football because of what comes with it, but like I really loved it, so I still love it. So I put my all into it. Like if this is what you want to do, you want to create a better future for yourself. Like you got to understand what it takes. You got to grind because the times that you taking off, that you're not only competing with people on your team or in your area, the people in your state, you compete with people across the country. So while you might maybe sitting down instead of putting in work, it's a kid in Colorado somewhere that's right now he in the gym, like he getting it in, or it's a kid in let's say Utah somewhere, and that boy out there on the field and he putting that work right now. So you can't have a small mind thinking like, well, I'm putting my work in and the people that surround me, so I'm a dog. Like, nah, it's just not you. It's people all around the country that you gotta outwork and outcompete, because when you get to school, everybody was the man somewhere. So what separates you is what matters. How you separate yourself when you get there, because you could be an all-state, all-American guy coming from where you from, and I'm the same thing from my area. So when we get here, who wanted more? That's the things that you have to show. Like you have to really show that you really love this, that you really wanted more. And I heard a little bit earlier, Jerome was telling you about a high motor. A high motor is always good. Like the person who works hard, goes hard every play, don't take nothing off. That's what you love to see. That's the type of people you want to play with, and those type of people you want to be around.
I guess just giving like a final remark, just like something like, just kind of closing it out. Like something
right, well, first off, I want to wish you the best of luck for your upcoming season. Really just grind. Don't worry about the outside stuff. Like, do your job. Focus on what you can control, and everything will fall into place. People around you, things going to happen. Like, sometimes people may be getting offers early on, and you may not be getting the attention you feel like you need to receive. But don't take that to heart. Like, you do what you have to do your job. Things will fall into place. Because like I said earlier, sometimes the things that you have in mind for yourself is not always what God has planned for you. So you just kind of keep faith, keep believing, and keep putting that work in, man. That's really it.
All right, Hari, man. I know you're a busy man. I want to thank you for your time. We're always talking, so we'll be in touch soon. Thank you for taking time out your day and speaking to him. Hope you took it all in.